Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I am on a limited budget. So I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank, and most of the beers that I review on this channel come in around the price range of about $2. And such is the case with today's selection. I paid $1.99 for the Joseph James Hopraideripa IPA. If you are unfamiliar with Joseph James, that's because you probably don't live on the West Coast. Joseph James is a Henderson brewer. Henderson is a suburb of Las Vegas, so they are in fact a local brewer for me. I was going to look to see. Okay, we do have a canned on date. Canned. Okay, so this I hadn't noticed that before. This beer is actually 7 months old, so that's kind of old for an IPA, I admit, but it's not it's not crazy old. We rated the deepest, darkest depths of our hop cooler to bring you this intensely aromatic and flavorful IPA built to accompany any tailgate party. This easy drinking ale is packed with Euconaut, Mosaic, and Cryo Simcoe hops for a distinct tropical character with heady resinous notes throughout. Malted wheat and a touch of caramel malt provide a smooth body and balanced backbone to support the hoppy trinity. This has a 6.4 ABV. Typically, American IPAs come in between 5.5 and 7.5 on the ABV. This has 65 IBUs. Typically, American IPAs come in between, let me do a double check, 40 and 70. So as you can see, it's about halfway. It's about the halfway range for the ABV, and maybe towards the higher end for the IBUs. Joseph James does have another IPA called Hop Box, and I almost didn't buy this because I thought, oh, that's Hop Box. Then I saw it was Hop Raider. I don't think this beer is particularly old, and I'll tell you why. Because only two of my friends on Untappd have reviewed it, giving it a cumulative score of 3.63. It only has 772 reviews total on Untappd, giving it a 3.66. Only four rankings on Beer Advocate, so they have no score for it. They don't have when there's only four ratings, they don't give a score. However, they say that the average ranking is 4.05. Uh, so me personally, I've reviewed 20 different beers from Joseph James. The average score that I give it is 3.775. So, but as you can see, I mean, with less than 800 scores on Untapped altogether, only two of my friends, and we only have four rankings on Beer Advocate. I don't think this is a particularly uh, new beer. And I know that Joseph James has wide distribution because when I was in Tacoma, Washington, I was able to get Joseph James beers. So I think they've pretty well covered the West Coast. It just, like I said, I don't think it's a particularly old beer, and so therefore just doesn't have that many rankings yet. So anyway, that's the story with that. It is an IPA. It's an American IPA. There's not much to be said about American IPAs. No real history to give you or interesting facts about IPAs other than they are they are in fact one of my favorite varieties. Don't get me wrong. I love IPAs. They're great. Um, I just wish that American brewers could figure out that there are other things out there besides IPAs. So anyway, that being said, gonna crack this bad boy open. Gonna be using my Tenaya Creek IPA glass because it seemed only appropriate to put a Vegas beer into a Vegas brewery glass. Story behind Tenaya Creek, if you do not know, I am the one of the founders of the Facebook page, The Creek Geeks, hashtag The Creek Geeks LV. And we are fans of Tenaya Creek and Tenaya Creek beer. If you go into Tenaya Creek on a Tuesday, you slap down $6. You're going to get a glass just like this. It's going to be full of house beer. You go back up to the counter, you slide the glass across, you slide $5, you're going to get refills. You're going to continue to get $5 refills the rest of the night. You take the glass home with you, you wash it, you bring it back next Tuesday, more $5 refills. As long as you can keep the glass in one piece, you get $5 refills on Tuesdays at Tenaya Creek, and you can't beat that deal with a stick. So, whoa, okay, that clearly got, see, this is why I do this outside, because sometimes my beers do get too cold. I have a, I have a refrigerator freezer unit that keeps that makes my things in the refrigerator too cold and the things in the freezer not cold enough. So, okay, now that we've gotten past that big old crazy foam, okay, let's see. What you guys are seeing is about, I gotta say, at least 2 shades darker. This is actually much more um, straw colored, and then what you see there is more golden, and this is more the actual color is more straw. I'm going to describe that as about a medium low carbonation. There is carbonation, but it's not heavy. I can tell you just from having to sop up the foam a little bit in order to get the beer down. um, I can tell you that I can already taste hoppy bitterness, and that's just from sucking the foam off the top of the can, so I could see where the hole was to pour it. So that head seems to be fairly resilient. Don't see much popping in the way of that. Gonna give a quick beard wipe, and I definitely smell hops, 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 and more hops. Let me stick my schnoz directly in, see what else I can find. Boy, I just smell hops. I smell hops and I smell a little bit of yeast. So that's kind of interesting. You don't normally smell yeast on an American IPA, but yeah, that's definitely yeast that I'm picking up there. I mean, obviously, as I said, it's super hoppy, and I'm having to keep moving my laptop over so that the beer from the spill doesn't end up saturating it. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's time for me to quit yapping my flap and get to some drinking. Cheers. It's always the technical difficulties. Hey, this is blue collar, low budget. What can I tell you? All right, let's get drinking. Nice lacing, huh? Nice lacing. Okay, good. I'm going to describe that as a high mouth feel. It's very spiky. Not much in the way of alcohol burn, even though it's a little bit on the higher end of ABV with the 6.5. I guess that's not really higher end, that's more mid end. Um, okay, so I'm tasting hoppy bitterness. There's actually sort of a creamy finish, and that's what I really enjoy an IPA that's both. That can give you, that first bitterness when you hit your tongue, but then after, as you get the aftertaste, it has that creamy finish. To me, that's a really good IPA. Well, guys, this is a textbook IPA. We've got quite a hop composition. We've got a nice color. We've got, as I said, medium low carbonation. We've got a semi-resilient head here. Strong hop profile in both bouquet and flavor. I would say this beer has just earned itself no, I'm going to give it a 4.0. It gets the extra 0.25 for coming in a can. So it's going to get in a 4.25 from me. Of course, I am a little bit of bias because it is a Vegas beer and it is a local beer. But I've been very happy with Joseph James beers. Unfortunately, they do not have a tap room. So if you are looking for Joseph James beers, you are going to have to look in retail outlets for it. Um, However, they do send off barrels, so maybe you're I don't know if they would send barrels, you know, to like California or something. But anyway, I feel fairly confident that if you live on the West Coast, you should be able to find Joseph James beers and you should be able to find this beer. Well, guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.